This is from the field. I'm Carlos Montero. They're playing behind me, Costa Rica and Spain. What do you think about the VAR? I think the VAR slowed a little bit the game. The game so far is going 3-0. We heard the fan from Spain screaming like crazy, so more probably they score a goal, but now they have to wait for the VAR to validate it. But I think it's going to be 4-0. Like I said before, let's go to see with the games. Today we have 4 games. We started the day with that game, like I told you before, the tie between Morocco and Croatia. Then it was the big surprise of the tournament so far after Argentina, Saudi Arabia. And in that surprise, what's happened is that Japan beat Germany 2-1. So far, we are going 3, if you can tell me, 4. VAR said goal. There is a goal. You know, we have to wait a little bit for the VAR. It's 4-0. So that, I mean, we have here, look what the game when I got into the stadium. Let me show you that very quickly. The Spanish flag is a sign. We asked for a Costa Rica flag. They said, no, we don't have it. So I guess maybe they knew that Spain was going to win. Let's talk about CONCACAF. Costa Rica, I mean, didn't have a good qualifying. You know, they are only 3.5 teams. Canada finished first. Canada is going to play later today. And then Mexico, USA, and Costa Rica make it, but so far it's not doing so great in the first match of the tournament. They have two games more. But let's see the history of CONCACAF, how the team from that region of America is doing in the World Cups so far.
The CONCACAF qualifier worked with the new format due to the COVID-19 pandemic, where the disappearance of the final hexagonal was highlighted. In this opportunity, 3 rounds were carried out to define which teams from North America, Central America, and the Caribbean will be in the next edition of the World Cup. Canada takes the triumph as the big king of the position table after finishing in first place with 28 points. The leaders of John Herdman were the big third prize of the Confederation by destroying Mexico and US, who are the first qualified for the World Cup. In addition, the Canadian national team made it through after 36 years, and this becomes the second World Cup they will play in their history. In second place is Mexico with 28 points. Canada surpassed the Mexican team due to the goal difference. Nevertheless, this is Mexico's 17th time in the World Cup. On the other hand, the United States scored 25 points, which placed them in the third place in the standings. Just like Costa Rica, but on goal difference they earned the third place. The team, directed by Greg Berhalter, became the youngest team in the history of the United States major competition to get a ticket to a World Cup. On the other hand, we have Costa Rica, who was beaten by the United States as well as Mexico on goal difference, thus qualifying for the playoff round in which they faced New Zealand and won 1-0 to get the last remaining ticket to the World Cup. This will be the 7th World Cup for Costa Rica, which has already played in Italy 90, Korea Japan 2002, Germany 2006, Brazil 2014, where they reached the quarterfinals, and Russia 2018.
I don't know you, but I think Luka Rodric is one of the best soccer players, and he debuted today with his team Croatia. Absolutely, we all agree it's going to be his last World Cup, and he started in a way that we were not expected. He tied against Morocco, and the fans of Croatia were a little bit disappointed. Let's listen what they have to say.
Hi, how are you? How did you see the game today?
They're good, but we hope they're doing best, you know? But we like Croatia, and we hope they win.
How did you see Morocco today? How do you guys play?
Morocco play good, but Croatia is very good national team. They did the final in the last World Cup. So, alhamdulillah, 1 point is very good for us against the second best team in the world. You see the statistics. And next game against Belgica, on va les massacrer. الله الوطن الملك عايش الملك
عاش الملك
عاش
عاش
الملك.
محمد السادس.
الله يخلي علينا.
Look, I think we played too many of the old players. We played Lovren, which I don't know why we would play them at all. We played Kramaric, who hasn't been that great for Croatia, to be honest. He scored against Saudi Arabia, but I think we have better attackers, like Lavia probably should have played from the start. So I think he played the old players, some new players should have played to bring some liveliness into the team, so yeah.
How did you see Modric?
Oh, look, probably the best, well, I mean, obviously the best player on the field. He plays fantastic for us, but he wasn't able to lift up the other players today, so I think that was a big problem for the Croatia team.
Does this tie work for you guys, or did you guys need a win for this group?
Look, I would like Croatia to be first in the group, so, you know, a win was probably the best outcome for us, but a tie still keeps us in there, you know. We've got 2 more games to play. We can beat Belgium, that's for sure, so I'm not stressed yet, so.
Idemo na Hrvatska, kad te vidim ja srce mi gori, ono vatreno, uvijek pamtimo.
The same way that we want to see Modric today, in 2014 with Charlie Montero, we want to see Luis Suarez. The first game was against Costa Rica, Brazil, and Costa Rica surprised us, beating Uruguay. So far today, 2022 in Qatar, Costa Rica, the first match is not doing so good, still losing 4-0. Spain is beating Costa Rica. But let's talk about Diego Maradona. Let's talk about 2014, that wonderful Costa Rica team. They did so great in that World Cup. And Diego, I think he knew that Costa Rica have a strong team. Let's see this story that we have about Costa Rica 2014 and what Diego Armando Maradona was thinking about them.
One of the CONCACAF members to qualify to Brazil 2014 was a country that had to face a total of 3 world champions in a face-off group. The Argentinian Astro pointed out the greatness of Costa Rica.
Being Costa Rican, I have to shoot myself.
However, Costa Rica passed the group in first place after won 3-1 to Uruguay, 1-0 to Italy and drew 0-0 with England. They lost in quarterfinals in a penalty shootout against Netherlands and were eliminated undefeated. Diego recognized that Ticos broke all forecasts.
But I say it because they had played against 3 world champions, and today we are seeing that Costa Rica, even if they want to put it in, Costa Rica won both matches, with sufficiency and with good football.
Once Diego was asked about in which team he would like to play and say this about Costa Ricans.
If I were given the choice, I would play with the Costa Ricans. In a dream, flying, I would like to shot a wall with the Costa Rican.
Diego Armando Maradona always with Telesur, always with From the Field. But before going to the break, I want to say hi to some of the stations who are covering this show from the field. We are going here live from Doha, Qatar, briefly. Anguilla, Creative Communication Network in Bahamas, Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Belize, Channel 5, St. Kitts, ZCIZ, Radio and Television. Thank you very much. It's one of the few who are covering our signal. Let's go to a break. Remember, you can follow us in Twitter, our @From the Field. We have a lot of information there to keep you updated during the whole day. We'll be back right back.